you see what's going on with like NYPD, where they're leaving in droves, hiring bonuses, relocation assistance. You can write your own ticket. You can go anywhere in the country you want to go, and you're coming into this line of work right here, right now. You do your homework. We have a nationwide police shortage, and if you paid attention to the way law enforcement has been vilified over the last several years, the national interest in getting into this line of work is down exponentially. Very few agencies are at full capacity. I mean, you see what's going on with like NYPD, where they're leaving in droves. You have Florida and Texas agencies actively recruiting from NYPD. When I applied to this job over 20 years ago, there were very few openings and a lot of competition. So if you're starting out now and you truly have an interest in law enforcement in 2022, 2023, it's an exciting time. You've got to know that it's a buyer's market. What I mean by that is if you're qualified, you can write your own ticket. You can go anywhere in the country you want to go, any agency in the country you want to go, because everybody's hiring. There are so many agencies that are understaffed. They're offering hiring bonuses, relocation assistance, extremely competitive wages, much different than it was for us years ago. And because you can write your own ticket, I suggest if you're interested in law enforcement and you're coming into this line of work right here, right now, you do your homework. So one of the first things I would do if I was starting out right now is I'm looking at the city councils, I'm looking at the city commissions, I'm looking at the district attorney's offices, the state attorney's offices. Why? Because politics play a huge role in your job. I never knew this 20 years ago. It didn't even dawn on me 20 years ago, right? If you look at Seattle, Baltimore, Chicago, NYPD, the politics have played a huge role in the lives of everyday police work. You have great men and women who are suffering at the hands of these politics. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the command staff. What are their policing philosophies? Does it line up with yours? Do a ride along. Ask around. Ask the guys that work at the agency. Do the guys enjoy coming to work? Because that's huge. Then the third thing I'm going to do is look in the area. Is this where you want to live? Is this somewhere where you want to raise your family? What are your hobbies? What are your interests? If you have a family, is this where you want to, put your roots down and raise a family? Is it an area that you can live at? If you're an outdoors guy, is it somewhere where there's a lot of outdoor activity? Do you like the ocean? Do you like the beach? Do you like the water? Really pay attention to where you're moving. Back in the day when I first started, I shotgunned my application because there was so much competition. The first agency to hire me is where I was going to go. I mean, that's just the way it was. And it was like that for so many of us. It's not like that anymore. You get to choose because everybody's hiring. So the last thing I'm going to look at is a salary, because most agencies are upping their game. They're all paying better. And if they're not jumping on that bandwagon, well, shame on them. They're losing great potential applicants. So where money used to be the top choice many years ago, again, I said this before, I shotgunned my application and I was looking at the higher paying agencies. But we've learned over the years, especially with what's going on around the country over the last several years, that your day-to-day happiness is so much more important than money is.